How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Undertale Expert Challenge. We have just gotten up to the third Mettaton section, and we are going to look to save right after because we haven't saved since the beginning of Hotland. This is the Mettaton section where we have to defuse a bunch of bombs within a time limit. Now, it doesn't actually matter if you defuse all the bombs in time because you won't take damage either way. But there is a section with lasers here, and you need to be careful around the lasers because the lasers can still damage you, and if you take damage you have to go all the way back to the beginning of Hotland. So I'm going to skip a little bit ahead to the section with lasers. So just like with the lasers in the previous video, you just want to play it safe and don't take any risks with the lasers, and you won't take damage. So, as I was saying, we're going to want to find a save point now that we finish this section before we have an enemy encounter. Now, we're only going to have one more enemy encounter before we get to Muffet, but it's a pretty tough enemy encounter and not one we want to face after a long stretch since a save. So, to go towards Muffet, we're going to have to go to left floor 3. Now, as I'm about to show you up ahead, there actually isn't a save point before there's an enemy encounter, so we're going to end up having to go back to a different floor and save there, and then come back to left floor 3. If we continue past this point, we will encounter an enemy, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to right floor 1 to save. We'll just need to go a little bit to the left and we'll find a save point. This will be our 7th save of the run, and we're not going to want to save again until after Muffet. So, normally you can buy an item from the Spider Bake Sale in order to make the Muffet fight an instant win, but because we can't use items, we're not going to be able to do that. Okay, this is going to be the toughest enemy encounter you will come across during the run. To get past this, I'm going to recommend setting them both up to spare at the same time, and I'm going to start by approaching Thunderplane, which you'll probably have to do twice. And the best way to try to dodge the attack when you do that is to try to stay at the bottom because that'll give you the most space to maneuver, but it's still not easy, and you can see there I took damage. Now I'm going to encourage Vulcan, and against their combined attack, you want to kind of try to stay in the middle so you can see the attacks coming at you as best you can. So you don't need to worry about having to get through this maze as quick as you can, because there aren't any random enemies you can encounter while going through this. Once again, with the lasers, play it safe and you shouldn't take any damage. On this conveyor belt, if you walk backwards, it'll consider you not moving, so that's how you get through the blue laser. So, pro time-saving tip, if you say no to alphas here, you'll save about 10 seconds worth of dialogue. So if you die after either of the 2 puzzle rooms here, you'll go back to the puzzle room, and you can use that to practice fighting against Muffet, which is coming up next. So we're not going to save right before Muffet, and a big reason for that is because once you learn her attack patterns, her attacks don't end up being that hard, and you can use the checkpoints at the puzzle rooms to practice her fight, and once you master how to dodge her attacks, it won't be as big a deal to fight her after one enemy encounter. You'll also get to skip this text if you die and go back to the puzzle room and come back to practice. So Muffet's attacks at the beginning of the boss are going to be pretty easy. Most of the time you're just going to want to stay in the middle and then move up and down as you need to dodge the attacks. To dodge these bouncing circles on this attack, just stay in the middle and the center and don't move. So this is the monster attack, and this is one you'll probably want to pay to reduce the damage on. I didn't do that here, but I probably should have. To dodge this part of the attack, what you want to do is, if there's space in front of you, move forward, and if there's not space, you want to hold down left or right until there's space to where you can move forward. Even doing that is going to be tough, but with a little bit of practice it should become easier. This is one of the few attacks you want to move out of the middle to dodge. You will want to position yourself towards the top on the right to dodge the circles. Stay in the middle to dodge the circles on this attack. The boomerangs are easy, just move out of the way when they come towards you. Once again, I recommend paying to reduce the damage on this attack. So you'll see I took damage there, and if that happens to you, just move as far forward as you can at that point, because you'll have a second of invincibility, and that'll allow you to get way ahead and not get hit another time. And it's a good thing I paid to reduce damage there, because if I hadn't, I would have taken 6 damage and fallen below 10 HP. So this is a pretty tricky attack to dodge. First you want to move up and then to the right, and then you want to move to the bottom and then back to the center. You may want to consider reducing damage on that attack. I didn't, because any hit will do me in at this point. So if you have 14 or more HP after this attack, I would recommend reducing the damage on each attack here afterward. For this attack, you can't just move back and forth to dodge it, you have to kind of move in a circle like I'm doing. Move down and to the right to dodge these circles. Alright, this is the last attack. Dodge it the same way you did the first 2 times, and that'll be it. So we're coming up on the last Metaton section now. I'm going to skip through it, but I want to give a quick word of warning. It's going to end with him attacking us, and the way we get through the attack is we have to choose the yellow action as soon as we're given the opportunity to. If we don't, he can actually damage us, but as long as we choose the yellow action, there's no way he can damage us. So now you're going to want to go ahead and save in the MIT resort. This will be our 8th save. Now we're going to make our way into the core to take on Mettaton, but that's going to have to wait until the next video. And until then, remember kids, don't try this at home. I'm what you call an expert.